Sometimes it can be peaceful. At other times, dangerous and foreboding. We can underestimate its ferocity and moods, which can change without notice. Being prepared for the unimaginable can increase the chances of survival if things go wrong. The Titanic was one of the earliest users of visual distress flares in 1912. Unfortunately, at that time, the flares were ignored because there was no internationally recognized procedure to indicate what they meant. Many lives were lost because of this. To make sure this type of tragedy wouldn't happen again, an international convention for the safety of life at sea, better known as SOLAS, was established. This convention governs marine safety equipment and procedures around the world, and is still in force today under the guidance of the International Maritime Organization. The IMO signatories now exceed 130 countries, with 95% of the world's fleet adhering to the stringent standards laid down and approved worldwide.
Thank you very much. Trust and confidence that you have shown me and giving me the privilege.
In the United Kingdom, the Royal National Lifeboat Institution launches a lifeboat on average 17 times every single day of the year. However, they can't rescue what they can't find. People in distress may rely on the use of visual distress signals such as flares and smokes to indicate that they're in trouble. Always remember that it's both foolish and illegal to fire flares in a non-distress situation. As well as flares, other modern electronic safety equipment plays an important part in your safety at sea.
Receive my mayday call.
As more and more people carry mobile phones, the RNLI and Coast Guard have released advice to anyone considering taking to the water with only a mobile phone to summon help. These cannot be relied upon when setting out to sea. Often a signal will not be available for clear communication, and it's impossible for the RNLI to pinpoint a stricken vessel from a mobile phone conversation.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
In fact, their use has in many cases hindered a rescue operation by the RNLI and HM Coast Guard. They stress the importance of carrying an adequate supply of pyrotechnics for signalling when help is needed. Apart from making the usual checks to the boat, when you go sailing, make sure you all have life jackets. Check the flares, make sure you have a fire extinguisher, first aid kit, and a spare can of fuel.
All right, girls.
Well, let's make sure we've got everything. I just want to check these flares. Yeah, I thought so. The date on these expires at the end of the year, so we'll need to get some replacements for those, Linda.
Yeah, definitely.
Flares coming down, Simon. Now, have we got the first aid kit?
Yeah, we've got that.
Yeah, and the torch?
Yeah.
And the spare can of petrol?
Yeah, that one's down there.
Good, that's everything.
And don't forget the latest weather forecast. Time spent on these precautions now can prevent difficulties later.
Coast Guard.